Hello. This is Dirty Trucking. I made it home. Unfortunately, I tried to get a fourth load today, but couldn't because an unexpected driver was waiting to get in the pit that wasn't out there running with us. You know, when you're running during the day, you see who out there running with you far as the tipper. And then when it get towards the end of the day, when it's time to get that last load in, you already know who's then went home, should be going home, or something like that, because you've been out there running with them all day. You already know which drivers be up and out of here, which one probably might be in the pit when you get there, waiting on the pit, stuff like that, and who the last ones come in. I'm one of the last ones to come in, but I try to get my 4 loads unless I have a mechanical issue with the truck, or like I said today, somebody was in my way. So made a phone call to see if they got an alert that I thought this was the other driver that's been here, Mr. Whatever his name is. I thought that was the other driver that was here, El Speedo, in the truck, but this was somebody else and took his load that he had already loaded, and I guess ran the load. And I was told that driver was finna go back out, because I asked could they alert the driver, because when you coming in at the end of the day, if drivers are still finna go back out, if you're in line and you just getting ready to go home, you're really supposed to let the driver get loaded that's finna go back out, so you don't hold them up, because these landfills close at a certain time. Carlton Farms closes earlier than our main landfill, which is Sauk. So you have to be cautious of that when you're coming in at the tail end of the day and you still got time to pull another load. Now, you holding a driver up that's trying to go back out, they got to wait till you get loaded, and you finna go park your truck because you done got your loads. So they supposed to let you go and get loaded, then let they self get loaded, because they ain't doing nothing finna go home. You finna go back out. And you should take precedence and priority over somebody that's getting ready to go home. That's in line. That's if they got there before you, there's nothing you can do. They already in the pit. But if they in line to be next and they are going home, then that driver should let the next driver that's going get loaded, that's going back out, get loaded. Then you pull back around, then get loaded, because you ain't finna do nothing to go home. But I was told that that driver was finna go back out. The driver didn't go back out, so I wasn't able to get my 4th load. So the truck is due for a DOT inspection. I pulled it over there to the shop. You go ahead and inspect it. I ain't even bothered to wait around to get it loaded, because, you know, I'm tired of putting my effort in, coming to a job, and it's always an issue. They claim they don't like your complaining, but you're always doing something for me to complain. So if you continue to do stuff for me to complain, then I'm going to complain. I come there with the mindset to do 4 loads. I could have got 4 loads if this driver, who really don't even run on that side anymore, wasn't in this guy's truck who was running this morning waiting to get reloaded. It was going to be impossible for that driver to go back out because he was pushing it. Now, I would have went back out if the driver hadn't been there. I'd have went on back out and just got off late and got my 4th load in, but I couldn't do that. So, and you know what? I'm getting a little tired. I'm getting tired of coming in here, and your priority drivers is your bad drivers. And you always saying little stuff to me like, you want me to leave. What is it? You want my truck? Because my truck is one of the better trucks there, because I keep my truck maintained. You ain't got but maybe 2 trucks that's actually on the tipper side that's actually maintained. The rest of them, they just been driving that shit till something happened, or something happened that's drastic to where it end up in a shop, and then they find all this other shit wrong because you just been driving it, because you just been coming in trying to get your loads. But I keep mine maintained, because that's what I do with trucks. I keep it maintained, because this is a vehicle I got to drive. And if it's not properly maintained, you end up breaking down. I don't like breaking down. So, couldn't get the 4th load, so I just came on home. So, I'm at this fucking stage now. Fuck it. I can't get 4 loads, I can't get 4 loads. Don't be come talking to me why you ain't get 4 loads, because I'm going to laugh in your face. I ain't get 4 loads because of you. That's why I ain't get 4 loads. And I'm tired of it. So I came on home. Make this video so they can watch it and come talk to me about videos. I didn't get my 4 loads today. Why? Because somebody was in my way. And dirty trucking has gotten tired. And when you get tired of that, I get tired. I've never seen a company just, I mean, fall apart, basically. It's falling apart. You trying to keep it together, but it's falling. It's done fell apart. You barely hanging on. You know, I don't like seeing a company that let bad drivers train. Oh, yeah, you drive. Here's the new thing here. They think because you fast and you pulling loads fast, you doing all these loads fast, that you some top dog. But really, you're not safety oriented. You're not doing your inspections. You just jumping in and going, whippity doo-dah in the trailer. Just because you fast and get 4 loads done fast, don't mean you a hellified driver. You just a fast speeding driver. And I guarantee you speeding. Because I guarantee you, if that driver was doing what that driver was supposed to do every day, getting the trailer loaded on its own, make sure everything is inspected, your equipment is DOT legal. Yeah, you can still get 4 loads, but you wouldn't be getting out there fast and early and like you is. Because I done used to come in at 5 when I was able to get there before I moved. I done been at the gate at 6 o'clock just like them. And I'm still end up getting off at this time. Because you want to know why? Because I was doing my job. I don't like coming in with the mindset of doing 4 loads and can't get 4 loads. And find out that I couldn't get 4 loads because I was told a driver was going to go back out. And the driver didn't go back out. So now you gaslighted me. Y'all can look that up. I don't like being gaslighted. And I don't like nobody with an attitude where you want to prevent me from getting the 4th load anyway. Why are you doing that? And I don't like that. Here I am going to get 4 loads, but somebody was in my way from getting the 4th load. I'm not going to be doing all these tricks them other drivers doing to get their loads in. I'm not going to be taking my loading other trailers, having them sit there, coming there doing that drop and hook. I'm not going to overwork myself trying to get the 4 loads. In the amount of time that I'm there, I'm able to get 4 loads. I don't care what time I come in. I'm able to get 4 loads. The only reason I can't get there at the time I'm supposed to is the doggone bus. And I don't have a car. But when I get there, I get 4 loads. If I don't have any mechanical issues, or if the mechanics has fixed the truck, I get the 4 loads. I've been getting 4 loads. What has changed? The reason why I ain't? They're not fixing the trucks. All these breakdowns now. If you have mechanical issues, a tire, or something to slow you down. Then you got all them fast drivers, just whippity-doo-dah back in the yard, getting in there. I don't care if you're fast. You know, that's on you. That's between you and that officer if they pull you over. I ain't got nothing to do with you being fast. You know what you're doing. You know the speed you're driving. And also that officer will when they pull you over. But if you get the company tickets because of that shit, you know, I've never seen a company do that before. I've been with several trucking companies. And all of them all want to get rid of me because I'm complaining. Complaining about issues that shouldn't even be going on. So I thought to myself, if you want to continue to get rid of somebody like me, because I'm complaining about something that shouldn't be going on, then maybe I need to take it a step further. You know, because I have more responsibility myself. If I hire into a company that's put me in unsafe conditions, on an unsafe truck, driving unsafe equipment, you know, I don't have to tolerate that. You know, while they were around here threatening to terminate me over safety shit. You know how many trucking companies on the road did that bush? You know how many trucks I lost because of that? Oh, U.S. Express. Them motherfuckers should have been sued. Terminated me because they said I was unhappy. You don't get to make that decision. I didn't pull in there saying I was finna quit. You had me go to a terminal in Olive Branch, Mississippi to pick up a trailer at their Total yard, because U.S. Express has Total. That's one of their companies too. They got a yard in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Dispatched me down there to get a trailer. And I sent them a message. I said, this yard normally does not have trailers for you all. Are you sure they got a trailer? They said, yeah. Was lying. And that's enough that they get away with the lying. The dispatchers get away with the lying. It was a setup the whole time. Had me go down there. Went to the yard, sure enough. Okay, I found the trailer, but the trailer was damaged. You couldn't take the trailer. So I messaged the dispatcher back, couldn't take the trailer. Next thing you know, they took the load off me. Why you take the load off me? You sent me here to get that trailer. I told they normally don't have trailers there, and they are aware of that. And I don't understand how you keep getting away with doing shit to drivers that you are aware of. How it don't get over past you to the owners of the company, the top management, that don't tolerate that shit. How does it stay there at that level of the dispatchers or them little scheming stank mugs that be doing that shit? How it don't get past them? You want to know why? Because they don't let it get past them. I had one day, the supervisor of my dispatcher, my fleet manager. Matter of fact, they call them fleet managers over at U.S. Express, because I don't know why you call it fleet manager, because you ain't managing shit. You mismanaging. Because if you run a good driver off, you are mismanaging. If your drivers are quitting, you are mismanaging. You ain't no fleet manager. You mismanaging. His supervisor tell me, you don't have to be calling all over the yard, the terminal, and trying to get help. I can sit you right here. What he was trying to do is stop me from getting to somebody that was over him, because if that person over him found out what he was doing, his ass was going to get chewed out. That's what he was doing. And so they keep me from, I guess he got afraid that I was going to successfully get to that person. Set me up to go down to Olive Branch because, let me tell you how the whole thing started. End up on a reset. I think I took a load down there or something, and end up on a reset. So I bobtail over back to the Memphis side and shut down at the Flying J there. Actually got a truck washer, then went and shut down the Flying J. And they put a load on me. Now, I was the independent contractor. You don't make deals with an independent contractor. Either the independent contractor going to take the load or they ain't. So they sent me a load. Wanted me to do a shag load. Back over, wanted me to go down to Olive Branch and get some load that some driver in the past had to come in from that way and drop it at the yard. Want me to come over there and pick that load up, get it empty, and then bring the empty trailer back to the yard. And then they were supposed to have another longer haul load for me. That's what they told me. So I said, no, I don't want to do the shag. Just go ahead and give me the long haul. So the dispatcher that was on the phone, you know, I don't know if she was aware of what they were doing or what they were plotting or what, but she sounded like she didn't have a clue. So okay, I'm going to let her know, let the planner know. You know, them the two worst, your worst nemesis, enemies out there in trucking is that planner and the fucking dispatcher. If you don't have a good one or you have one doing that old stank, shady ass shit, them your enemies there. Both of them. So she went and messaged the planner. She just wanted the longer haul, give her the longer haul. Because why would I go waste my time to go take a shag back over to Memphis, where I am, and waste all my time trying to get that trailer unloaded to bring it back for you to get that trailer to somebody else. And then I don't know when my other load was supposed to have been there. Just give me the longer haul. Let me go get it. So I won't run my drive time down. I got time to run. Because I'm coming off a reset. She messaged me back saying that it's a package deal. If you don't do this load, she not going to give me the other load. What? You can't do that. That's a breach of my contract. My contract is no force dispatch. I'm an independent contractor. I don't have to take both of those loads. You don't make deals with independent contractors. And then you don't tell an independent contractor that if you don't do this load, we're not going to give you the longer haul. But that's what they did. That's how the whole thing started. So it was over the weekend when that happened. I sent my fleet manager. His name was Randy. Randy was his name. Never forget. Sent him an email about what they did. He said when he come in Monday, get it taken care of. So Monday got here. He got dispatched. All right, they got it straightened out. And I seen they were sending me down to Olive Branch. Sent a message. You sure they got trailers? No, they sure. Not knowing it was a setup. See, that Chrysler setup shit went from job to job because nobody put a stop to it. It seemed like everybody was doing what Chrysler did. Even the little shit they said. It's a package deal. I used to talk about where's my package at Chrysler. Everybody was saying some little shit. Even on the job I'm now. If you're not happy here, why are you still here? Now you mentioning something that was mentioned to me at a previous employer, at a previous contracted employer. And this is what I've been noticing. You going mentioning stuff that other companies has done to me that I may have talked about in the video, but you act like you ain't seen the videos, but you have seen the video. Or you telling me somebody told you of the video when you probably was on the video, looking at the video, on my site looking at the video. Don't put it off on somebody else. But that's what I've been noticing. They want to come up to me and say stuff to me that previous trucking companies has said. You don't get to do that. Trust me, when a driver is unhappy at your company and a driver is ready to leave, you'll know either they gonna be nice and give you a 2-week notice or they ain't. They just gonna, be out. Like the rest of them that was leaving here. They came in, couldn't deal with that equipment, they was gone. There wasn't no notice. Hey, fuck this, I'm out. Cussing all the way out. That's what happened at your company, even over the road. You screw over a driver, they out. You don't give a fuck about them? You don't give a fuck about the equipment you putting them on? They don't give a fuck about you. That's where they go. I keep telling these companies, don't misuse your best drivers. When I see a company, my God, I'm just, it got to me when I saw somebody training that had the worst record, and then the excuse I was told why that individual ended up training because you couldn't ask nobody else. When did the company standards get that low? What you mean you couldn't ask nobody? Or was it the fact that the trucks have been breaking down because you were overloading it to where now none of your good drivers who could have trained didn't have a decent truck to train in? That's why you couldn't ask nobody. Don't come talking about you couldn't ask. You had choices. But you made a bad choice to let a bad driver train. And that does something to me. Because like I said, I'm safety oriented. When I saw that, it just, every time I looked at him training, I was like, dude, you got to be kidding me. All this stuff, safety, done told you. Federal Motor Carrier told you. Officers done told you. Wait stations done told you. All this shit, the companies done told you. All these fucking videos they tell you to watch about safety. Preach to you about your goddamn driving record. I know companies that won't even let you train if you have that kind of record. You won't get asked. Ever. It's like teaching a driver bad habits. You're going to let somebody with a bad driving habit train. They might possibly pick up the bad driving habits and start ending up getting bad records with the company. That's what happens when you let drivers with bad habits train. They bad habits pass along to the trainee. That's what happens when you don't identify the driving habits that are bad prior to them getting out on the highway. You know what happens? Accidents. That's what happens when you don't identify the bad habit prior to they getting out on the highway. Some may not know about them. Some may not be visible. But when you're on a local job and you're training, your habits come out pretty quick. And even after you got out on the truck, they see your habits. That you might be one of them drivers. My complaints go in one ear and out the other. To where, hey, the states need to get involved. What are you going to do about these companies with the bad equipment? Putting drivers on bad equipment that they know is bad equipment. And they go out there and have some type of accident. Cause some type of accident. Because of something going on with the equipment. Not every driver accident is because of the driver. Not all of them. Now the majority, yes. But not all of them. Some of them is due to faulty equipment. But what do you do when it's faulty equipment? These states that come out and investigate that, site investigations, the officers, you got to go a little step further than finding these companies. Because they're not stopping. They're not listening. And they won't quit. You got to do a little bit more. You come out and investigate an accident. And you run it at DOT. Oh, this is a company that's constantly having accidents. Constantly having accidents. Your bad equipment or your speeding drivers getting tickets. Okay, what are you going to do about it? Because drivers like me that complain, that see this kind of stuff, you got management and bosses that be trying to get you to leave. Do stuff to get you to leave. The dispatchers... The dispatchers was the worst over the road. They will always do that shit. The little setup shit. Because you don't want to know why? Because they don't want you there telling on the shit they shouldn't be doing. So they get rid of you. But that don't mean ain't nobody else going to come behind me coming there doing the same thing. And then you might want to wish that I did. You did listen to me. Because if one of your trucks pull out of here and the officer pull them over, and it's something serious, it's faulty equipment, or have an accident, maybe you're going to wish you had to listen to me. But they don't. They always want to terminate drivers like me to do that. And I get sick of that. The states need to get involved. What are you going to do about it? Driver companies that put drivers on equipment that they know is in bad shape, unsafe. Then the driver go out there and have an accident. What the company going to do? First thing they going to do is blame the driver. You know what they going to do? They going to say, did you do your inspection? Well, you been driving the truck. Why you ain't write it up? That's what they going to say. They going to find a way to point the blame on you all the time. Not on them. Maybe the state need to get involved. When you're doing these accident investigations. Go pull if they don't make them disappear. Pull their maintenance log on the truck. Supposed to keep record of that. How many times that truck been written up about it? Oh, light goes on. Now you know management knew about the truck before they put the driver on there. And that driver went out there and had an accident. It caused some type of accident or some accident happened. Oh, they knew. But they always try to put it on the driver. Be aware of that. You go out there and have an accident, they're going to put it on you. Now, if it's your fault, then it's on you. Like if you're driving, not paying attention, you're on the phone. If that's what happened. You know, nowadays you can't get the truth out of nobody about anything unless you was actually there. They'll tell you one thing, and maybe a passing motorist who happened to videotape the whole ordeal, post the video. Oh, well, they told us this happened, but not according to this video. That's why I caution jobs, trucking companies, management about not telling the truth about what's going on with your equipment and these accidents. Because you got motorists out here. You got other vehicles going by with cameras. Just like your equipment has cameras. Somebody could have went by and filmed the whole thing and dispute everything you just said. What if it turned into a legal matter? What if now your company getting sued? What if the driver want to sue you because he got hurt on the equipment that was bad? Maybe it was bad. It was equipment. They saying it's equipment. Now it's going to be an investigation. Now you know what's going to happen? Now they're going to come to your yard. They want to see your paperwork documents. They're going to be checking out your trucks to see if this true. And if you got a yard full of bad equipment, of course, soon they walk in there, it's true. All this could turn bad for you. That's why I tell these companies, get you some better equipment. What are you waiting on? You can't keep piecing together trucks like they Humpty Dumpty. These trucks, the majority of them, unsafe. I write them up, then turn around and see a driver on them the next day, knowing damn well hell you ain't fixed shit, because you don't fix shit on mine that I write up. And that's another thing. I got mechanics. They don't want to fix stuff I write up. Why is that? And it was mentioned to me, it's just my write-ups that they don't want to fix. Mine. What is, you got a problem with me writing stuff up? What's the problem? Mechanics get paid to keep the company vehicles DOT compliant and fixed. You don't get paid to sit around on nights or walk around telling the drivers what you ain't gonna do. You know, some of them got to the point to where I try to ask them that, one in particular got to the point where I asked them to fix something. I got to go ask the boss first. Go tell the boss so the boss can tell him to fix it. But that's his job to fix what I was asking him to fix. And the person that told me to ask him to fix it was over him, the lead mechanic. But this guy tells me to go ask the boss. Everything I ask him to do, if it's the job I know he's supposed to do, go ask the boss. Somebody else got to tell him. When we used to pull in there, hey, I need this fixed. He'd fix it. Now it's go ask the boss. When you do that, you're holding the driver up. Why would I waste my time asking the boss when I was just told to tell you to fix it? By somebody that's over you and gives you your work orders. I ain't got to ask the boss. He's not the head of the shop. But it was mentioned to me that my write-ups were not the ones getting fixed. And they were doing it, it seemed like deliberate. And I don't understand why. Why weren't you fixing it? I mean, you get paid to be a mechanic. You don't get paid to sit around and not do anything. You don't get paid to come into work, clock in as a mechanic, and sit there all day, 8 hours, and don't do shit. That's not what you're supposed to get paid for. But we got mechanics here that do that. And I don't understand how they get away with that. How do you get away with not doing your job and still manage to get paid for not doing your job. That's why I told the companies need to get more involved in what's going on at the job, especially if you're a company that's based out of state. You're not here. Your management is not on the property. You got people you put in place to run the facility, but you're not actually there. You need to come find out. I tell you what, you want to find out why drivers leave? How about you contact some drivers that used to work for you? Because they don't give a shit at this point about telling you why they really quit, because they ain't there no more. They gone. You want to find out why your drivers ain't there? Why don't you contact some drivers that wasn't there? Let them tell you what's going on. They'll tell you who the problem was, what the problem was, and why they left. Why don't you try doing that? I bet you get some interesting stories. Find out who the problem was. Then you might find out that my complaining was necessary. Instead of firing or trying to get rid of people like me, because maybe you won't. You know what? That's another thing. I got tired of these companies. I was lease purchase. I get these trucks, get them fixed up, put my maintenance money in them. Then they set me up and take my truck. I have to turn my truck in. After I got it all fixed up, cleaned up. And I'm sick of that shit. U.S. Express, I need to sue your motherfucking ass for what you did. You had no business terminating me. They terminated me. Told me I was unhappy. You don't make that decision. I came in there to pick up a trailer that was damaged. I messaged them, they took the load off, told me I had to go see somebody in the building. When I get to the correct person, they called my fleet manager, who got the supervisor on the phone. He said, "Juanita, I think you're unhappy here. Turn in your truck, you're terminated. They have a paper for you." Turn in your truck? I'm lease purchase, motherfucker. I was paying for that damn truck. The maintenance on that truck, the note with that truck, the fuel to that truck, and you just take my truck? And that's a company, U.S. Express. That's a company that always has trucks coming up stolen. And it happened again. I'd been there once before. Truck came up stolen. Had me recover a truck down in Gulfport, Mississippi. True story. Got down there, the truck wasn't there. Couldn't find it. Somebody had disconnected the logs and the GPS and everything on it. They pulled the wires. And then come to find out, the company actually located the truck. It was actually up in Jackson, Mississippi. Nobody told them. After I drove all the way down from Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, down to Gulfport to recover that truck. They had to put me up in a hotel until they found out where the truck was, and because that was supposed to be my truck. And when I got up there to see the truck wasn't worth me taking. I didn't like it, and I ended up leaving that company. I left. I said, I'm not dealing with this. The truck don't even sound right. I just drove all the way down here. No. So that's how I left them. And again, at this company, right before they told me to turn in my truck, I went to the Blue Beacon over there in Memphis, Tennessee. Crossed over there to get my truck washed. Then I was going to go shut down at the Flying J over in West Memphis, Arkansas. Because they like right around the corner. So I posted a picture of my truck. And I took like a black marker and blacked out the numbers. But during that time, it was chatter around the company about a truck that was stolen. And I think they thought my truck was stolen. Like I stole a truck. Who the fuck do I look like stealing a truck, riding around in a stolen truck, getting loads in the truck, going through weight station, looking at law enforcement, pulling up in truck stops? But I noticed after I posted that picture of my truck and I blacked out the numbers on it, next thing you know, they set me up to go to the yard, told me to turn in my truck, came up with that excuse talking about I was unhappy. I think you thought that was a stolen truck. And you lied to me and took my truck. I was lease purchased. I could sue you for that. I still can sue you for that. I can sue you for every week that I paid into that truck. I can sue you, U.S. Express, for that. You had no business terminating me. None whatsoever. I didn't do anything. I didn't have to take that load. It was a violation of my contract. You don't make deals with me. I could sue you, U.S. Express, for that. And I'm tired of trucking companies getting away with doing that. Just washed the truck at the Blue Beacon. Spent my money to get it washed up. Just cleaned it out on the 32 reset. My reset up there, up the Flying J, 34 reset. To get set up to go down to the yard and get my truck taken. Told me to turn it in like I'm a fucking company driver. Motherfucker, I pay for this shit. I'm leasing this truck. You don't get to just talk about turning your motherfucking truck. But that's what they did. And I still want to sue you for that goddamn shit. All this lawsuit shit these motherfuckers been doing to me. I should have a shitload of money off of lawsuits. I should. But they got away scot-free. I didn't go after them. I should have. All this lawsuit shit these motherfuckers been doing. And I caution you. I caution the next job, any job in trucking, if you attempt to terminate me because I'm complaining for a safety issue, if you set me up to be terminated because of the safety issues and you don't like the complaining, trust me, not only will I report you to the Department of Transportation, safety, I'll make sure that you will never do that shit again. Because I'm getting tired of y'all playing that little termination game because you don't like the complaining. But you ain't doing your job to stop the complaining. But you allowing them to do shit for me to complain. Then you want to act like you want to get rid of me. For what? I'm the one that got this truck fixed up. I'm the one that got this shit fixed up. I'm the one been writing this shit up to be fixed up. And you want to get rid of me? For what? I'm sick of that shit. You'll never do it again. And if you do, trust me, you won't do it again to nobody. This Dirty Trucker. Peace out. I'm sick of this shit. I'm tired of you acting like you trying to get rid of me when really they should have got rid of your ass. Look at the company. Look at the vehicles. Look at the drivers you're bringing in. Look at the drivers on the left. Look at the pattern at the company before you got there. The company need to take a look at who they got running shit. What's happening? Your company's going down, down, down. But you don't want to hear that shit. But you see that shit. Tickets, bad equipment, accidents, trailers falling apart. Oh, you don't want me to tell you that shit. You don't even want to acknowledge that shit. You want to terminate me for saying that shit. When in fact, the state need to get in y'all ass about that shit. It's Dirty Trucker. Peace out.